Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's me Ivan, your host. Welcome back. Are you excited for today's episode? Well, I am, and I'm sure you'll be too after hearing today's topic. Have you ever wondered what the second brightest object in the night sky was? Well, ancient Roman astronomers asked themselves the same question, and due to its beauty in the night sky, they named it after their Roman goddess of love and beauty, Venus. So, as many of you might have guessed, in today's episode, we'll be talking about the Earth's evil twin, Venus. So, let's begin. First things first. Venus is the second brightest object in the night sky after the moon. Not only that, it usually appears before or after sunrise or sunset. So, if you really want to watch it, go at those particular times to see it. Anyway, let's get into deeper facts about Venus. Venus is the second closest planet to the Sun, and it is 108 million kilometers away. Not only that, it is the Earth's twin. And what do we mean by twin? Well, it means that it is approximately the same size and mass as the Earth. But what about the part evil twin? Well, we call it evil because it is the total opposite of the Earth. Instead of supporting life like Earth does, it completely destroys it. So I would highly recommend you to stay here on your lovely home. Anyway, let's get back and ask ourselves the following questions. Number 1. How come Venus is so bright? How can it be the second brightest object in the night sky after the moon? It's a complete enigma to some people, but the answer is very simple. Let me tell you the answer. The answer lies in its very thick atmosphere. You see, in the atmosphere of Venus, there is a very deadly compound called sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid at room temperature is usually liquid, but when it is in very hot temperatures, it can evaporate and become gas. If many of you have studied chemistry, you must be knowing that sulfuric acid is a very reflective compound. So, that's why it can reflect so much light off Venus. Then, let's also ask ourselves another question. How can Venus be that hot? Just imagine, the maximal temperature of Mercury is 427 degrees Celsius maximum, while the maximal temperature on Venus is 457 degrees Celsius. How come? Well, we think that answer comes back 2 billion years ago. We believe that 2 billion years ago, Venus was much more like the present-day Earth, wet, warm, and probably thriving with life. But as time passed, the sun's radiation increased by 10%, which we believe started a runaway greenhouse effect. Let me explain it to you. You see, we believe that if Venus had water, it means that when the sun's radiation increased, the water, which was on the surface of Venus, evaporated as water vapor. And keep in mind that water vapor is a greenhouse gas. It can trap heat from the sun. So, as water rised up and formed a lot of clouds, trapping a lot of heat, the global temperature of Venus increased and increased, such a point that it even went beyond the temperature of Mercury and became the hottest planet in the solar system. Don't worry if you didn't understand this, we'll explain it more in future series. So, remember to subscribe to the channel. Strangely, Venus has no moon. Why, you wonder? Well, we wonder the same thing. We don't have a clear answer to why Venus has no moon, but we're still investigating. Anyway, let's get into inside the planet. Are you curious? Then stick to the video. See, in this picture you see here, you are going to have a description of how Venus looks in the inside. But right now, let's explain. You see, Venus has particular layers, down up. In the very center of the planet, we have the core. The core is the part which generates the geological activity. It means these volcanoes, the construction of other geological features, and also is responsible for the generation of the magnetic field, which we'll describe later in future episodes. Up above, we have the mantle. The mantle is the part which holds the magma that is spewed out by volcanoes. And on the surface on which you can stand on, is called the crust. Keep in mind that these layers we're talking about are applied to all the other rocky planets in the solar system, including Mercury, we have talked about in the previous episode. Anyway, those are other facts about Venus which are very interesting. But then, let me ask you a question, and please investigate about it when you finish this video. Why does Venus has no moon? Do you have maybe an answer? Please write in the comment section down below what you think. And so, I hope that you have learned something today. Just before we go, I would like to talk more about Venus's atmosphere. You see, the atmosphere of Venus is extremely thick, much thicker than Earth. So thick, in fact, that it is approximately 92 times stronger in pressure than the atmospheric pressure on Earth. That's like half a mile deep below the ocean. Don't think it's like this oxygen we breathe. It's rather made of some very toxic gases like the sulfuric acid, carbon dioxide, and sulfur dioxide. So that's just it. So I hope you like this video. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends, and please remember to share with your friends more about this, learn more, investigate more about yourself, and become a scientist. Thank you.